Every year, families around the world gather to tell a story. The most powerful story of rescue, of promise, of the journey home. Here is the problem. It almost certainly never happened. In 150 years, archaeologists have found zero evidence. Egypt kept extraordinary records: tax rolls, census data, temple accounts, border crossings, a civilization obsessed with recording everything. Not a single mention of a mass Israelite slave population. No plagues. Not a single mention of the Exodus. And the Sinai Peninsula, where 2 million people supposedly wandered for 40 years. Surveys reveal it is essentially empty. A group that size would leave an enormous footprint. Pottery, campsites, something. There is nothing. In the highlands of ancient Canaan, small villages multiplied. Modest houses, terraced fields. Pastoral, rooted, local. The material culture of these early Israelites shows a striking continuity with their Canaanite neighbors. They were not invaders. They did not arrive from outside. Over centuries, they gradually developed a distinct identity. They built their difference in place. Which raises an obvious question. If they were not slaves in Egypt, who invented that story? And why? The answer may lie with a king named Josiah. In 640 BCE, Josiah was enthroned at Jerusalem. He faced a fractured kingdom with divided loyalties and local shrines everywhere. He needed a unifying story. In 622 BCE, his priests discovered a book of the law in the temple. Most scholars today believe this was certainly crafted, and possibly precisely for this moment. Josiah destroyed the high places, centralized worship, and reinstituted Passover. He transformed a mosaic of Canaanite peoples into one nation with one shared, sacred history. But Josiah's story takes a dark turn. The theology he championed made a specific promise. Obedience brings victory. The biblical writers tell us no king turned to God more completely than any king before or since. He should have been invincible. And perhaps the engineer of this mythology came to believe it himself. In 609 BCE, Pharaoh Necho II marched his army north, not attacking Judah, but passing through. Josiah intercepted him at Megiddo. He was struck down by Egyptian archers, dead at 39. Judah fell to Egypt, then to Babylon. Within a generation, Jerusalem was destroyed, its people deported. The myth Josiah manufactured to unify his people, magnified and deepened beyond anything he could have imagined, became their anchor. And the place where a righteous king fell? It lodged so deeply in the imagination that it became the site of the final battle. In Hebrew, Ha-Megiddo. You may have heard it as Armageddon. The Haggadah, compiled centuries after Josiah, carries his work forward. The Second Temple is gone. The architect's genius is gone. But the story remains. Hag Pesach Sameach.